McRae. Ortiz will let it hop inside the 18, wait for it to calm down, and he'll take the big throw, overhand right. 20 yards to go before center line. And looks like there's going to be a foul on impact and a discussion with the man in the middle. Not quite a card, probably just a bit of a warning and a talking to. It's probably the no more attachment. Up and over Edwards, easy grab once again for impact and for Roberson. Sent along, now 10 yards inside the attacking half. Rivers pass, picked up Pachuca. Mendez wants to go inside the 18, easy grab for Roberson. They'll settle it down once again, 7th minute. Intercepted. Resendez. Couldn't quite hang on to it, so it'll be a throw for impact. Looking along up the left-hand side, up and over. Past the 1v1 matchup. A lot of back and forth early on. Pressure from impact. Pachuca decide they want to play it back to Ortiz. Leva looking forward, popped up into the air. Pressures there. McRae, the goal scorer. He's pressured from behind by Jordi Robledo. And a foul right near the far side touch. Working quickly, no worries there, but nice backtracking by Wilfried Kamdem. Nicely done by Pachuca this time. Edwards, 40 yards away from goal. He thought about it from 35. He'll go up the left-hand side looking for Mendez. Both sides lobbying, and it looks like it's going to be goal kick. For him.
Kick impact.
What he said. 8th minute, once again, one goal on the board, and it's Ian McRae. So Roberson, foot into football, and you just hear that thud from the heavy conditions we have here. Kamdem dispossessed. He wants to try to gain the possession back. Working it away from Stefano Porcelli. So last touched again. And so impact with the throw. Christopher Ramos on the left-hand side. He was looking for Kamdem. Once again, 9th minute. Little help. So Ramos is having to track it down, and he's going to have to go back a good 30 yards from the point from where he was supposed to throw it in. And man in the middle is like, keep going, keep going, keep going. AR on the near side. And they'll give him 5 yards inside the attacking half. I still think that was probably a good 15 ahead of where the ball actually exited, but no worries there. Looking long from McRae, up into the air, headed down once and twice. Picked up by Pachuca. Middle of the park, nice lead, looking for Resendez. He wasn't looking for it, picked off. Opportunity here, Kamdem, and he's dispossessed. Nice slide tackle there by Christian Pacheco in his 8th appearance on the season. So here in the 10th minute, another opportunity deep in Pachuca territory for Georgia Impact. And once again, the importance of today, Impact need to win to get to 20 points. They would be ahead of LSA Mustangs on goal difference. So it would give them a first-round playoff game if, and with Scenic City in the barn at 17 points, you're looking at LSA Mustangs and hoping that they don't get a result because they have 20 points today as well. So keep an eye on LSA Mustangs and what would happen there. Foul this side of the edge of the 18.
Free kick Pachuca.
And so Pachuca will dial it up once again here in the 11th minute. Ortiz, foot into football. Looking for Edwards, headed down, popped up into the air. initial chance. Ramos tried to work it centrally to Kamdem. Resendez is there. Tried to go along the ground. Delgado was there to intercept. Edwards, nice lead pass up the right-hand side, trickling toward the edge of the 18. Nice backtracking by Impact to keep the opportunity from happening. Bit of a nasty back heel that time by Steven Zurita to try to make sure that it wouldn't be a corner if he didn't have any support. And so it's now just going to be a throw for Resendez in the 12th minute. Once again, McRae's goal's the difference. Trying to max out at 20 points on the season. Flick header, Edwards, second chance, popped up into the air. Let the ball bounce, and Edwards tries to take a big swing. He does exactly that, gets far too much underneath it, goes between the football goalposts. F-double-O-T-B-A-L-L. That would have worked for 3 points in the ball, but it just is now a goal kick here this evening. So Roberson's going to be chasing after it for Impact. Pachuca gets to be a spoiler here, coming in once again a record of 2-3-4, 9 matches, 9 points. And so Impact trying to make sure that they can max out their efforts on the season. Ramos, Kamdem, got through 2 defenders. One of them was Resendez. Nutmegs a third defender, tried to go left foot, right foot. It's going to stick with Impact up the right-hand side, 30 yards away from the far side corner flag. Cutting it inside between 2 defenders, couldn't get past the third. But pressure once again by Impact, running the ball back just as quickly. Cut back, chance, popped up into the air. Last chance defending for Pachuca.
Okay, Pachuca.
Corner. I think it's a call a corner.
Corner kick, Impact.
So last touched by Pachuca. We'll see what happens here with the corner over on the far side. Here in the 14th minute. Going to be an in-swinger with the left. Both hands in the air. Let's see if it is in fact an in-swinger. It is. Header up and over. Didn't miss by much. And it's going to trickle over the end line for a goal kick.
Goal kick, Pachuca.
And so chasing after it is going to be Ricardo Ortiz. And the rain can't quite make up its mind what speed it wants to go here this evening. It's been a trickle at points. It's been a spit. It's been a really annoying spit. Any one of those 3 ways, it's an opportunity to challenge the opponent mentally here over a full 90 minutes. Ortiz had a bit of a double clutch there. I was surprised that the clock wasn't started. Thought about it once, pulled it back. Pachuca with the throw, 40 yards away from goal. Pressure from behind, nice. Bit of a stiff arm to gain possession for Impact. Step over once and twice. And they're going to say last touched by. Impact there, and so it was an opportunity for Sebastian Montero to try to dribble out of traffic. Resendez with the throw. Missed the intended target, but you're going to get a foul.
Free kick, Impact.
On Jordi Roblero. Roblero's played in every match this season for Ricardo Montoya and Diego Mejia. Introduced by Gerardo Martinez, who's wearing the captain's armband this evening. Pass didn't have enough heat on it. Nice work by Dennis Leyva. Try to intercept the pass and work Pachuca offensively down the left-hand side. But in the clattering, it's going to stick with Pachuca 10 yards inside their own defensive half, looking for Edwards. Edwards looking for a foul, didn't get it. And it's going to be a throw. You see Coach Callum directing traffic out from underneath the tent. Pushed forward, nicely done there, right to center line, trying to get it to Kamdem and didn't miss it by much. Sweeper keeper Ricardo Ortiz, acting more like a 6, starts everything up and running quickly, but passes don't connect. And the back and forth continues. Now once again 45 from goal. Edwards lays it off. Trying to turn the corner was Leyva, 30 yards away from goal, and it goes over the end line. Goal kick.
Goal kick impact.
So we'll keep an eye on the scores around the region, let you know what is in fact going on. See if we can come up with scores and keep an eye on all the activity here this evening. First contact, header once, header twice, collision, clattering the heads, player down, and it was in Muziak when he was going for the challenge. Player is down for Pachuca,
Kick Pachuca.
and it's Jose Mendez. So Muziak called for the foul, so just inside 50 yards away from goal. Inside channel on the left. Line of confrontation. Right along the edge of the 18, headed up into the air. Roberson with the easy grab, and he's going to release Kamdem if he can calm the ball down off of this surface. Plays it back to his center back. Looking for assistance, thought about going long. Now here comes the pressure. Does finally decide to get rid of it. Goes straight to the back line of Pachuca. Kamdem settled it down, but only briefly. Delgado wants to go long on the diagonal, headed up into the air. Second challenge brought down. Back heel, nicely done. Pressure from behind. Step over, looking for the cutback. And that's going to be a corner. Defense was there.
Corner kick impact.
Right at the edge of the near post. Both kind of anticipated that the cutback cross was going to be there, even though you were running out of room. So it's going to be a corner over on the far, working quickly. Stood up. Second chance, opportunity. Cleared away once again by Pachuca, and a throw for impact here in the 19th minute. Delgado thought about the throw, then he'll leave it on the ground, and we'll try it again the other way. Looks like it's going to be Muziak with the throw. Headed down by Mendez, and it'll be a gain of about 10 yards. Muziak looking for a tag team partner here, can't quite grab one. Finally does roll it back to Delgado. Delgado, big switch, nobody near. Opportunity for Ramos. Ramos was going inside the 18, headed up into the air by Pachuca. Second challenge, and you're going to get the foul on impact.
Free kick Pachuca.
Both hands in the air on the challenge. Wondering who, me? Yes, you. 20th minute. Ortiz will go long up the left-hand side. He was trying to work with Mendez. Mendez gets it on the second chance, 20 yards away from the far side corner flag. Side tackle Muziak, and here comes impact the other way. They've got numbers. It's a 4-on-3 if they can take advantage. A lot of open space. Right-hand side, 30 from goal. 20 cutting it inside the 18, and that's got to be, you're pointing to the spot there. Indeed you are. Penalty on Pachuca. Yep.
PK coming up for impact.
taken down on the long sprint. And let's see who takes it. Let's see if it's going to be Wilfried Kamdem. And it is. Leading goal scorer for Impact, 7 on the season coming into tonight. And it's going to be Kamdem v. Ortiz here in the 21st. Waiting for the whistle, the man in charge. Everybody ready? We are indeed. Wilfried Kamdem, stutter, step, and in.
Oh, Georgia Impact!
22nd minute. And from the spot, Wilfried Kamdem, his 8th of the season.
Goal scored by Wilfried Kamdem!
So, Kamdem with the stutter step, powers it with the right past Ortiz. 2 on the board for Impact. 22nd minute. And the home team 2 to the good on a night where they need all 3 points. And so now Pachuca, who has not scored a lot of goals this season, is going to be tasked with having to do just that to draw even. Leading goal scorer, by the way, this year is Cohen Edwards, and he has only 3. Joshua Ramirez has 3 as well. Going to go up the right-hand side, letting it go through, looking for an overlapping Resendez, hand fighting all the way up, good 20 yards. And the push by Christopher Ramos accentuates the deal. Now to Kamdem again. He's on a bit of a roll. 20-yard sprint pushes it forward. Stiff arms both sides. Angel Leyva trying to contend in the corner. Leyva with a lot of grabbing going on, and looks like you're going to get a talking to and a yellow to Leyva. So where are we going to mark this? In addition to the talking to. Looks like it's going to be halfway between the corner flag and the 18. You're looking at the gray lines on this multi-athletic purpose field here at Woodstock High School. And so Kamdem will take the responsibility for the set piece. So just outside the 18, a couple of strides, so we'll see what he's got in mind here. Chip looking right toward the 6, powered down, but Ortiz is there, and he'll release with the right hand. Out and running is Joel Quintana, but he's 1v3 really, and now he's, with his speed, he's kind of powered past 2 of the 3. Quintana sticking with it, and on this surface, slipping made his own benefit, where he kept possession for Pachuca. Back to Roblero, and he was going to go big switch to Resendez. Too much on it. It's going to be a throw for Impact. 2 goals on the board. McRae's first. Handful of minutes in, and then Wilfried Kamdem from the spot in the 22nd. That's where we are. And here comes Impact. Kamdem trying to keep Resendez literally at arm's reach. Resendez wins possession away, and let's see what we're going to call here. It's like play continued. I didn't see advantage being played, but we're going to go all the way back to now the idea of a set piece for Pachuca and Stefano Porcelli. Porcelli directing traffic. He's 26 yards away. Couple of strides away from the near side touch. He'll send it right toward the top of the, off the crossbar, and that's going to be, flag is up for offside. So Porcelli had it. Porcelli had in mind, he had a great idea. in between the beginning of the 18, really in between the penalty spot and the edge of the 6, but there was a lot of traffic there. And it ends up, flag is up, and now Impact gets the charge once again, 26 minute. Kamdem kind of fortunate. Ball ended up pinballing from one side to the other. Nice back flick, and the race is off now down the right-hand side, just outside 25 yards from goal. Slam dunk is here, goal 3.
Goal, Georgia Impact!
Great lead pass, and it was over in a hurry. 1, 2, 3, and in. Great one-touch passing that time by Impact. Great work in transition, going from one end to the other in a hurry. And you end up with goal number 3 just like that. And so Miles Ulloa got the goal on that one, so
Goal scored by Miles Ulloa.
Miles Ulloa in the 28th. Just one-touch passing, and it went from one end to the other in a hurry. Ulloa with his second of the season. And now you're going to start getting substitutes for Impact here. And frankly, on a night like this, I don't blame you. Callum Smith going to his bench. You're up 3 here in the 28th minute. Edwards plays it back, tried to get it backward before it could go forward, but it comes back the other way with Montero, and he's taken down, so it'll be a set piece.
Free kick Impact.
Just inside 35 yards away. And Christopher Ramos looking confident initially, but then he'd just decide to set it down and yield the duties elsewhere. No, it's 2 in the wall for Pachuca. Ramos is available on the left. You want to go that way. Grounder, 2 hops. Third hop picked up by Ortiz. Got through all of that traffic from 34 yards away, but it ends up going right to Ortiz, and it was an easy save by the end of it all. So goals by McRae, Kamdem from the spot, and Ulloa get us to where we are right now here at 3-0. Christopher Ramos just outside of 10 yards away from center line, sends it long into the corner, and Ortiz is there to keep an eye on it. It'll end up as a goal kick.
Goal kick Pachuca.
15:45 and counting here in the first half. Once again, this was a must-win situation for Impact today to chase after a home playoff berth. The opening round of UPSL Premier Playoffs, and you're going up against the other Georgia division, so you got to keep an eye on those scores as well. Goes over the far side, touch, quick throw, Impact, trying to work on their 3-goal lead. And the man in the middle calls a whistle, so it'll end up as
Free kick Pachuca.
foul on Impact. And Pachuca will dial it up again. Ortiz on the ground, kind of dangerous in these conditions. Got through a 3v1, but Impact getting it once and twice. Kamdem wanted a handball on Christian Pacheco as he was trying to do a little dipsy-do and go around him. Didn't get that call, but it will end up as an Impact throw. Ramos working quickly to Delgado. Ramos tried to get it into Kamdem, both sides saying that the other guy touched it last, and man in the middle saying that it was Impact who touched it last. So it'll be a throw for Pachuca coming on to 14 and a half minutes to go here first half. Ramos calms it down, gives to Mujak. Back to Roberson. Roberson trying to go up the left-hand side. Too much curl on it. Ramos couldn't get there in time, and so now it's a throw looking for Edwards, easily dispossessed there. And Dennis Leyva tried to both win the challenge and keep the ball in play. Got one of the two, the former not the latter, and so it now ends up as a throw for Impact. Coming up on 13 and a half minutes to go here. Very wet evening here at Woodstock High School. Last regular season play here in the division as we get ready for the postseason. Edwards bumped shoulder to shoulder, dispossessed, now up the right-hand side. Kamdem kind of drifted over to the right. And a bit of a 1v2 there, and you're getting a lot of back and forth. They call the foul on Impact.
Free kick Pachuca.
10 yards inside their own defensive half. Play back to Pacheco. Pacheco forward. 15 yards on the distance. Resendes regains and goes back to Pacheco. Pacheco out to the left. 12:40 and counting first half. In front of their bench, try to quick chip forward to Yoel Quintana. Resendes 20 yards inside the attacking half. Looking for Edwards, found Edwards. Edwards with the bicycle, didn't miss by much.
Goal kick Impact.
You could see Cohen Edwards set that up. He really was wanting to go with the fancy on this surface. Trying to post up, give himself a little bit of room, get those long legs wrapped around the ball. Did not miss by much to the near post. 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Probably would have been one of those hashtag SC top 10s if that had made it in. But the margin's still 3. And a foul on Impact.
Free kick Pachuca.
Jordi Roblero down for Pachuca. Grabbing a hold of that right ankle. 10 yards inside the attacking half. Good to see Roblero up under his own power. The man in the middle kept the physios away just to see if Roblero would come up on his own, and he did. So now set piece opportunity here, 11-10 and counting first half. Inner channel, 10 yards inside the attacking half. Swinger with the right goes through Edwards, easily cleared away by Impact. Settled down, Resendes tries to poke it forward. Opportunity now for Impact going the other way. Kamdem tries to calm it down with the right. Couldn't quite get the first touch. He acknowledges the idea, but it's now going to be a throw once again for Pachuca, and Resendes halfway in his defensive half. Trying to win possession was Montero, and Montero goes down.
Free kick Impact.
And so Montero getting a bit of a talking to from the man in the middle. I don't think he was accepting any kind of alleged lollygagging by Montero, and that's why he was telling him to get up. Ramos sends it toward the top of the 18. Both sides touch, pushed away. Resendes takes a big swing with the left to move it forward towards Edwards in center circle. Mujak won the header. Nicely done there by Ortega. We try to keep possession, pushed forward. Will be button action there by Pachuca to win possession to the back line. Pushed back to where it started, looking for Mendez. Mendez sends it into 3 Impact players. Kamdem with a bit of a tug, tries to win possession away from Leyva. No such luck there. Give to Mendez. Mendez up the left-hand side, 10 yards inside the attacking half. Nicely done there to dispossess. Pushed forward, Ulloa, bumped from behind, and it comes back up with Pachuca. Back and forth now here, and a foul on Dennis Leyva.
Free kick impact.
Leyva lobbying with the man in the middle. Explanation given. And I think we've counted 3 times, at least in quick succession, that the center ref is explaining to Dennis Leyva, foul here, foul here, foul here. So now 10 yards inside the attacking half. Opportunity now, 8.5 minutes to go first half for Impact. They'll play it short at the left-hand side. Now 20 yards almost inside the attacking half. Pushed into the middle. Kamdem wanted to get it to the right, but the flag is up on the far side.
Free kick Pachuca.
Offside on Impact. So 8:15 and counting first half once again. Goals on the board. McRae his first. Kamdem his 8th. Ulloa his 2nd. 1, 2, and 3. Edwards overran the ball. Ramos couldn't quite keep it. Resendez, 5 yards inside the attacking half. Double team is coming. As Porcelli had it, got it back, got away from the double team. Resendez now wanted to pull it back a little bit, kept it in, I thought, but nope. AR on the near side says he did not, so it's going to be a throw for Impact and Christopher Ramos. Quick 1-2. Ramos sweeps it forward. Step over. Bit of a forced retreat, goes all the way back to Roberson. Ball goes out over the far side, touch in front of the benches in the 4th, right at center line. Porcelli now on the left-hand side. Plays it to one of his center backs. Pacheco back to Porcelli. Porcelli on the spin. Finds a partner, push to the outside. Quintana with the lead pass there. Now 35 yards and 30 away from goal. Looking for Edwards. Path was a little askew. Edwards will track it down outside the 18. Double team there, but it clatters too. Big shot. It's just wide of the target, but it took a deflection, I thought. Goes wide of Roberson. It's going to be a goal kick coming up on 6:20 and counting first half. Impact 3 to the good. Once again, thanks for hanging out with us and watching. However you're accessing us, large device or small, hopefully you are drier than the players are this evening on a very, very wet evening here in Woodstock. And thanks to Woodstock and their hospitality this season. Roberson's going to go along. Just that thud that you hear from these conditions. That has got to be a heavy ball, and that cannot be the most fun thing in the world to try to get any kind of distance on. Great through ball, gaining 40 yards on the idea. 1v2, taken down. Nothing there, at least from the man in the middle. Like you said, he was going to play advantage. And now we get a whistle.
Free kick Impact.
And so now, almost 10 yards inside the attacking half. Set piece. A free kick here. Let's see, long distance. Took out the 3-iron, looking for Kamdem. And Ortiz has to get there before it goes out over the end line to preserve possession. Roll, turnover, Kamdem, and Ortiz was lucky to get a glove on that.
Corner kick Impact.
It all started with Ortiz trying to get the possession started for Pachuca. Ended up as a quick turnover and getting it to the boots of Wilfried Kamdem. And he had the green light, and he thought he had enough space, but Ortiz went extension, got a good left glove on it, and so now it ends up as a corner for Impact, 4:10 and counting here the first half. Going to play it quick. Might have been an in-swinger with the left edge of the 18, deflected once. It's going to be a corner to the near side now.
Corner kick, Impact.
Tried to get goal number 4 at the far post. Came close. Deflection was there, and so now we'll try it again from the near side corner flag. So it should be an in-swinger with the right once again. We'll see if it's an in-swinger, both hands in the air. Headed up into the air off the football upright, and goal kick.
Goal kick, Pachuca.
Under 3.5 to go first half. And once again, we'll try and track down scores as we have them. There were some matches here in the eastern footprint that had 6 o'clock kicks. But the standings once again, Red Wolves 2 at 24 points. LSA Mustangs match to go there at 20. That's your marker. Goal difference is plus 12. Edwards gets around Ramos, cuts it back to his left foot. Roberson nicely done there to cut off the rush of Jordi Robledo. Easy save by the end of it all. Under 3 minutes to go here first half. Roberson's going to take a big wind up and roll it out to the left, and Ramos. Kamdem tried to just let it go through and pick it up on the flip side of Resendez. Center logo once again. The back line of Pachuca, which has been harassed for a good 42.5 minutes so far here. Porcelli threads a needle looking for Edwards. Nice idea, but the touch was too heavy to start. And so Ortega is part of the group that sends it long in front of the bench. So 2 minutes to go here first half. Throw for Pachuca over on the far side, 15 yards away from center line. Kind of pulled the string there, introducing the ball back into play, but now it's back in the possession of Impact. 2v4, there's a lot of Pachuca jerseys trying to win possession back. They do. Leyva tries to get out of trouble. He does. Robledo, first pass went back to Robledo. Nicely done there to chip it around trouble. Jose Mendez. Mendez looking for Resendez and got it behind Resendez. It will be a throw for Impact at 80 seconds. Ramos asking for a little help. Kamdem kind of fronted to give him an idea. Thrown long, knocked out, and you gain 15 yards on the play as Mendez sends it out. Chested down, settle, Kamdem. He'll go to his back line. Go past Gerardo Martinez and back to Roberson. Mujak. Roberson. 45 seconds and counting. Martinez thought about it, kept it away from Jose Mendez, and he's just going to go along up the right-hand side. Chested down, possession, knocked out as it will end up as a throw as it goes off Robledo in front of the Impact bench at 30 seconds. Edwards with a little help, right at center line. Quick throw in. Couldn't quite keep possession on the dribble. Far side touchline at 10 seconds. Throw for Pachuca. One last chance to dance here in the first half. Mujak is going to get called for a foul. We'll see how many minutes are added here. My guess is maybe 2. So start your counters, everybody. 44 yards away from goal. 5 yards or so inside from the far side touch. Right hand in the air, long looping idea. Mushak was there first. Kamdem helping out defensively, and he'll just get his left foot into it and send it away. throw for Pachuca. Pacheco, Porcelli goes up and over. Delgado takes a big swing at it. Service in looking for Edwards, chested down near the arc, tries to go up and over, nicely anticipated by Mujak there. He'll send it away to Kamdem, 35 yards away from goal. Couldn't dribble around the three Pachuca defenders. Edwards once again, deflection, and it goes over to the left-hand side, and the flag is now officially up on that one. You had Impact players who were calling for it initially. Air on the near side waited a second before he brought the flag up. And so offside called on Pachuca. Here is the first 45 plus is winding down. Impact on a 3-goal advantage. Long into the air, 15 yards inside the attacking half, chested down. Another chance quickly for Impact. Couldn't quite get a whole lot on it. You could kind of see where the attention was going. But throw for Pachuca. Robledo couldn't quite hang on to it, so now it's a throw for Impact. And that'll do it for the first 45 plus on a rainy evening in Woodstock, Georgia. Goals by McRae. First couple of minutes in, his first of the year, and a great transition opportunity. Wilfried Kamdem, his 8th of the season from the spot, and the 22nd made it 2. And then, second goal of the season from Miles Ulloa. Once again, transition hurting Pachuca and benefiting Georgia Impact. So that's the score at the break. 3-0 Georgia Impact. We'll come back about a minute or so before the second half starts. Thanks for hanging out with us here, watching Georgia Impact soccer. Hopefully you are a lot drier and a lot warmer than the players are in the first 45. go. 3.5 minutes in. And we're getting ready now for second half. And Jordi Roblero is up and around again. Remember, Roblero, he took a bit of a knock in the first half, was down for a while. And now it's an opportunity for Ricardo Ortiz. Ortiz wants to go big switch. He'll go left to right, and he'll track it down. 5th minute. 10 yards inside the attacking half, trying to slow that rush down. Now 35, 40 yards away from goal. Here comes Kamdem, 1v2, tries to sprint through the two defenders, gets away from Resendez. Ships it to the inside. Big switch is available. Pressure from behind. Finally gets the pass away. Uriel Ruiz now in the match for Impact here in the second 45.
Free kick Impact.
Ian McRae taking a bit of exception to the contact that was made by the Pachuca defenders. 5 yards inside the attacking half. And it is Mujak. Go long. Second defender was there to clear it out of the 18. And it's going to be a throw for Impact. Edge of the 18 headed over the end line, so it'll be a corner.
Corner kick Impact.
Jefferson Diaz, he's now in here for the second 45. So yes, there have been some changes. We'll go through the changes for Pachuca specifically when they're active in the play, but we have seen Jefferson Diaz. We have seen Diego Iturizaga, who has 2 goals to his credit this season. Corner near side. In swinger with the left, past the far post. Trying to track it down and just swiping at it and clearing it away was Christian Sargento. And so Sargento with the clearance. Now it ends up once again as a throw for Impact here. And it whistles by center ref. And I guess it was a foul throw. You don't see that every day. So we'll try it again, 7th minute. Pachuca couldn't find a target on the inbound. Taken away by Impact. Stayed in, but it's going to casually roll. Ortiz will keep it in. I thought he might send it over the end line briefly, but he'll hang on to it. Overhand throw. And now Cohen Edwards, who played the first 45 as a forward, is now anchoring the back line for Pachuca. Quick step over and push. Jefferson Diaz now double teamed. He'll pull it back. He'll go big switch. Unable to control was Joel Quintana. Winning possession back quickly was Montero, and he'll go to the back line. Sent long, looking for Kamdem up the left. He'll get there 40 yards away from goal. Stops the initial challenge. Chipped, opportunity, and it's going to go in for goal number 4.
Oh, Georgia Impact!
7.5 minutes into the second half. 53rd minute, Ulloa, his second of the match. His third of the season, 4-0.
Miles Ulloa!
Great control to start things in transition for Georgia Impact. And then it ends up basically as a 2v the keeper. Unselfish play to give it to Miles and putting it in the net to make it 4. And so well on their way here if the turf doesn't bite you. And remember, this is a very, very slick surface because of all of the rain and the artificial all of the rain that's happened here. Dispossessed. Kamdem now, he's on a full sprint. Edwards back to help defend. out to the right. Opportunity was there for the pass. Kamdem didn't release to his right, and now Edwards will send it forward. That was almost goal number 5. Kamdem had help to his right, didn't find it, and it was a 1v3, and now back comes Pachuca up the right-hand side. Center backs are there just to deposit it and send it on its merry way. It's Gerardo Martinez, and he'll get rid of it. So Pachuca with the throw. Mujak was there to cut off the pass. Sent long. Kamdem, he'll dispossess. Dangerous play working for Pachuca. Edwards is there to try to clean it up, but he only finds McRae. McRae tries to dribble inside the 18. He's pushed from behind, pushes it back to him, and McRae slams the door.
Oh, Georgia Impact!
McRae sticks with it, slams the door here, 10th minute of the second half. His second of the day, second of the season.
Ian McRae!
55th minute, McRae makes it 5. So McRae with goals 1 and 2, Ulloa with goals 2 and 3, Kamdem from the spot, goal number 8. And things unraveling here for Pachuca in the first 10 minutes of the second half. And I'm not talking about my performance when it comes to pushing buttons in VU meters either. Hey, I'll call myself out. That's easy. Sent forward, margins 5. 2 goals in 2.5 minutes for Impact. Foul
Free kick Pachuca.
on Roblero. Or correction, on Roblero was the benefactor of the foul. Porcelli, 45 yards away from goal. It's going to be a sharp swinger with the right, flick header over the end line. Goal kick. Subs coming in.
Goal kick Impact.
Subs for Pachuca. Let's see who it looks like. Who's going to get the rest? Looks like Yoel Quintana is one of the 2. We'll figure out the subs here in a sec. Chris Sargento checking back in for Pachuca. Entry going long, one hop. Tomas Salazar is now in, goes to Kamdem, past Resendez. Cuts it back to his right, wants to chip around Resendez, now just cuts it in on his right foot, 40 yards from goal, and headed up into the air. And the flag is up offside. That kind of looked like it was heading in that direction, but it ended up. It's a great idea just to step away. And Ian McRae chasing after the Hattie, Ian McRae. Entered in the 18 ahead of the ball, and so flag was up from the AR. And also now in for Pachuca, second time, second half. Chris Clemente was engaged in the play there. Mujak trying to figure out his next target. He'll go on the ground around center ref. Nicely done there to get around all the trouble. Ulloa wants to get around Edwards. 1v3. Kamdem now on the left, and he hit Resendez with it, and penalty. Kamdem's ball hit Resendez on the arm, and we're going to the spot.
PK for Impact.
Which means one thing, and it means that we could have 3 pair here. 13.5 minutes in and counting, second half. whistle there. Quick stutter step. Saved. Kamdem Chupa kind of telegraphed his move a little bit. That's really the only thing I think that's gone wrong today for Impact.
Goal kick Pachuca.
The stutter step was there. Sub coming in for Impact. And it looks like Ortega is checking out. Let's see who's checking in at the first chance. And so Montero drifts back to his midfield position. And Sean Ciacia checking in for the first time. 4 goals on the year. Charge up the right-hand side for Pachuca. Cut back, thought about, pulled it back, went with the left, didn't have a whole lot on it, cleared away. So it's Kamdem and Ciacia now. Kamdem tried to get away from the double team, wasn't all that successful. Resendez knocks it out, so it's going to stick with Impact. 15 minutes gone here in the second 45. Callum with a little bit of help. Excellent right foot, good first touch. Kamdem gets out of trouble. It was a 1v3. They're going to go all the way back inside the 18. Mujak headed away, intended for Kamdem. 20-yard pass. Kamdem is there. Tried to sweep it behind himself. And we're going to get a foul on Resendez or last touch by Kamdem. Last touch by Kamdem. Throw Pachuca. And a foul on Impact.
Free kick Pachuca.
Edwards long up the left-hand side. Trying to spring Jefferson Diaz. Throw in quickly. Ricochets back to keeper. Dangerous idea. Finally capitalized on. Big switch up the left-hand side looking for Kamdem. Resendez takes him out, but Kamdem sticks with it. Advantage played. Kamdem slows it down. 1v3. He'll push it back to Delgado. Delgado bumped off. And now here comes the pressure from Pachuca. I'm going to go all the way back. Once again inside the 18. Quick 1-2. Mujak trying to front out a little bit, and that hit Jefferson Diaz. And that was hard contact with Diaz too, but now going to go back behind the play. And a yellow card to Pachuca for activity down the left-hand side, trying to make sure that Kamdem doesn't get free, create another opportunity for the home side. Montero offered. 18th minute here, second half, 63rd overall. 5 to the good for Georgia Impact here tonight. And Ulloa, last to touch. Clemente tries to push, flag stays down. Opportunity here for Pachuca. Looking back into the middle. Montero. Shot well wide. Kept an eye on the entire time.
Goal kick Impact.
And Tomas Salazar trying to get things going offensively for Pachuca in the middle. 26-20 and counting once again. Halftime over at Meadow Creek, once again keeping an eye on LSA Mustangs and Potros. If you're an Impact fan, you're wanting Potros to get the upset here. Popped well up into the air by Kamdem, looking to get Cia sprung. Pressure, nice dodge there by Edwards, and then Cia foul.
Free kick Pachuca.
And Cohen Edwards, who you saw up front in the first 45, is now anchoring the back line in the second 45. Here, 20th minute. .25 yards inside the attacking half, swatted away. And now Ronald Petitan goes back to Ortiz. Ortiz skips a line. Right at center line, trying to go into the middle, trying to find Sargento. Mendez, it's pushed out to the right-hand side by Iturriaga. Goes through all of the Pachuca traffic. Great outlet up the right-hand side. Nicely done there. Almost getting it to Cia. It's a great idea by McRae. Didn't miss by much in the execution. Lead pass looking for Iturriaga as he's chasing after goal number 3. Substitutions about ready to come in for Impact here. Mujak on the return, 20 yards away from goal. Turnover, and being very aggressive, kind of closing the door a little bit. Chance was there for Pachuca. Keeper coming out aggressive. Once again, still goalless. 5 to the good for the home side here with 24 plus to go. Dangerous pass. Edwards, Cia tried to pounce on it. Goes back to Ortiz. They'll try it all over again. Biggest of big switches, looking for Jefferson Diaz, and the flag is up.
Free kick Impact.
Subs coming in for Coach Callum. We'll see what it looks like here, and if they're both coming in at the moment. Looks like McRae might be one, and Ulloa might be the other. So that might be their day after 65, 66 minutes. So McRae in his brace, Ulloa in his brace. Job well done. Race is run, probably. And Stubbs coming in with 23 to go. We'll see what it looks like. Mujak sends it long, looking right down the middle. 2 hops and it ends up right at Ortiz. Ball had a lot on it. Push off on both sides. And there's Cia being grabbed outside the 18. Gets it back off of the rebound. Nicely done by Ortiz. 2 squats and 2 blocks for Pachuca. That close to goal number 6. Pressure inside the 6 was hot and heavy. Pachuca answered, save Ortiz, and then one of the defenders closes that door. Under 22 and a half to go. Mujak will surrender the duties to Uriel Ruiz, it looks like. Mario Ramirez is now in as well, 14 in your gold lettering. A lot of folks in a really short amount of space. Trying to pass inside the phone booth. Good lead looking for Jefferson Diaz. That one ends up off the deflection with the keeper. Quick 1-2, and now the release is there for Mujak up the right-hand side. 21 and a half to go. Long up into the air, bounced once. Cia is there. He'll head it into the middle. Opportunity now once again. Thought about it from 30. CSC continued his run. Stepping into the passing lane. And looks like you're going to get a foul on Ruiz.
Free kick, Pachuca.
21 minutes to go, 5 goals to the good. McRae, Kamdem, Chupa, Ulloa his first, Ulloa his second, McRae his second. That's where we are. 5 goals on the board, working on goal difference. CSC is stepping into the way, but it ends up heading straight to Porcelli, trying to push the ball forward, looking to combine with part of the attack. Big swat towards center circle, closing distance that time was Petitin. Start, stop. Big head fake once again, nicely done there by Jose Mendez. Mendez looking. Finds a target in Chris Sargento. Good sweep there to keep the rush from happening. Great direction there on the second chance. 2 side tackles, nicely done there defensively for Impact. Push forward. Now the right-hand side, can Sean track it down? Yes, he can. He's going to have to go big cross. Does. Goes through the 6. Goes through everyone. And it's going to be a throw for Impact. Substitutions coming both sides. And we'll see what it looks like. Trying to figure out who the subs are on this particular run. Coming up on 19 minutes to go. 5 goals to the good for Impact. And now in for Pachuca, Andres Vera, wearing 13 in your programs. Last touch by Impact. Throw continues. Gain about 30 yards on the idea. 1 throw to the next. Petitin goes from one side to the other to Jose Mendez, playing a little deeper now. Edwards. Token pressure by Mario Ramirez. Now Ramirez is going to be able to track it down. Ortiz looked like he handled it outside the 18. Man in the middle is like, look, that was right on the line. Right on the far side, edge of the 18. So good command of geography by Ortiz to gain possession back for Pachuca. Jose Mendez 10 yards away from center line, near side. Pressure coming from Impact. 360 was there, takedown. But now, once again, rush is there for Pachuca. Clemente goes well wide of the target.
Goal kick, Impact.
Trying to get something started. Once again, now you're going to have 4 subs coming for Impact. Looks like this is the day for Wilfried Kamdem after 72 minutes and a goal. So for Kamdem, he leaves 8 goals on the regular season. Another great season for him here in UPSL Premier in the regular season. 17 minutes to go. Folks emptying benches, getting folks minutes. And it looks like Mujak's day is done. So Callum Smith once again letting folks get minutes, because you never know when you might be called upon. Grandi Andrade is now checked in for a little bit. Up and over the top past Edwards. Ortiz out of his box, had to use his head. CSC trying to track it down, gets past Petitin. And a foul throw because it slipped out of his hands. Brendan Fry also in the game. Brendan Fry with the throw. So it's 35 and 36 now in for Georgia Impact. Now into the middle, 35 yards away from goal. Pushes through the 1v2. And possession kept by Impact. Big switch now all the way out to the left-hand side. Fry available all the way on the right. If the option is looked at, you're going to go with Granum Andrade. 25 yards away from goal, dispossessed. Chances there for Clemente to start the rush. Pachuca, 15-10 and counting. Pushed out to the right-hand side. Up and over, and it's going to trickle easily inside the 18. Calming things down. Once again, just under 15 to go. And Uturi Saga now at the striker position for Pachuca. Looking into the middle. Graham Andrade had possession, lost it. And they'll go back to Ortiz to start it up again. And just getting rid of it was Petitan about 30 yards away from the near side corner flag. Granum Andrade yields to Fry. Delgado goes over to the left-hand side. 10 yards inside the attacking half. Looking into the corner for Lucky 7, Sia, and you're going to get a set piece.
Free kick Impact.
That's going to be a tight angle. 14 yards away from the corner flag. Spotted a couple of strides in from the far side touchline. So this is going to be a sharp angle here. From 14 plus, so, you know, maybe 14 yards from the corner flag if you're outside the 18. So you're probably looking, what, about 20? At a 20, 25 degree angle. 13, 15 and counting here. Once again, as Impact are chasing goal number 6. A lot of bodies in and around the far post. Trying to play ring around the rosy and set picks, picket fence, all the stuff's happening. A lot of movement from Impact. Big swing. Pinballs around, headed down. Popped up into the air. Header won by Impact, but the break could be on by Pachuca. If they can turn it around, they can't. Sia into the corner, kept in right at the edge. Big in-swinger looking far post, and contact was made, but the angle was all wrong and trying to get the bicycle kick down. So second chance, recycle here. Chip back in once again, looking. Second chance at the bicycle, settled. Shot right at Ortiz. Chance to break for Pachuca. Tried to run around the wrong shoulder, and Uturi Saga now, 1v3, got around the first defender, got around the second defender, taken down, and it's going to go. For embellishment. The yellow on embellishment for Uturi Saga. At 11:45 to go. He says, if I'm reading this right, that's what that was.
Free kick Impact.
Because Uturi Saga was trying to get anything created on the board. It was embellishment trying to go inside the 18. He was embellishing, trying to get the penalty call. Didn't get the penalty call, got the yellow instead. Because I was waiting on center F. I didn't know what direction he was going to go. And then as he flashed the yellow card to Iturisaga went down a little too easily in the eyes of the man with the whistle. So you get a whistle and a card for your trouble when you're trying to create a goal. Pachuca down 5. Quick work. 20 now, 25, 30 yards on the roll. Tried to go with the big switch left to right looking for Sia. Got under it just a bit too much. And it's going to be a throw for Pachuca, 10.5 to go. Finding all of the gaps in the lines for Pachuca. Brendan Fry doing really well that last possession. Flick header goes into the Impact bench. And thanks to our friends at Canton Concrete and Deadline Apparel for being great friends with us here at Georgia Impact all season long. Sia with the push now, 35 yards from goal, looking in the middle. Quick 1-2, too much on it. Great idea, though. And it's going to be a throw for Pachuca, 5 yards away from the far side corner flag. Now we're under 10 minutes to go. In control, 5-0, Georgia Impact. 3 in the first half, 2 in the second. 2 goals, 2.5 minutes apart. Ulloa his brace, McRae his brace, goals 4 and 5. So McRae has his first 2 goals of the year. Ulloa has goals 2 and 3, and Wilfried Kamdem from the spot, goal number 8. And that's where we are. Staring at LSA Mustangs and Potros. Yeah, we're looking at you. Granum de Andrade tried to charge inside the 18. Couldn't quite control it. Cleared away by Pachuca. And the back line will keep it for the home side. Front of the bench now, 10 yards inside the attacking half. Long passes becoming kind of the way here in the last 5 to 10 minutes for Impact. Making up a lot of space in a very short period of time. Quick throw. Sia got around Petitan, but cleared away by the reinforcements. Quick do-si-dos there. Nicely done to get away from Vera. But unable to pull the trigger was Chris Clemente that time. And now once again, here comes Fry. Fry tries to chip it up and over. Tried to skip some lines there, looking for
Goal kick, Pachuca.
Granum de Andrade and Montero. So Ortiz will let it rip, coming up on 8 minutes to go. Man, on a night like this, with a ball as heavy as that, when that contact is made to Tomas Salazar, that has got to hurt. Heavy ball, wet conditions. Porcelli trying to get out of the jam. Shoulder to shoulder now. Fry, nicely done. He'll go all the way back to the keeper to reset at 7.5 minutes to go. Mule kick and a foul. Iturisaga.
Free kick, Impact.
Iturisaga is wondering why that was given a whistle. Looked like in his mind, player went down a little too easily. Big switch just to kind of eat up some clock as we now get to 7 minutes to go. Good slide challenge there, but last touched by Impact. 10 yards inside the attacking half, far side. Looking to work with Iturisaga. One of the leading scorers on the team this season. Leading scorers had 3, Iturisaga had 2. A bunch of different folks contributed this season for Pachuca. And you're going to get a foul and probably a card. Straight red. shooting 6'10". No second thought at all. Straight red card there. The players now up for Pachuca. I think it's Resendez.
Free kick for Pachuca.
So 6 minutes to go. Home side's going to be playing down a man for the final 6. And Resendez trying to catch himself. Trying to see what the man in the middle's trying to dial up here. "20 yards from center line, looking long. Header one by Georgia Impact, and now space to navigate. A lot of room to go. Edge of the 18s where you'll catch up to it. And it looks like it's off of Granum de Andrade last.
Goal kick Pachuca.
As Edwards was pointing to the near side AR. So it'll be Ortiz to bring the ball back in play, coming up on 4.5 minutes, plus added time. And I imagine you're probably going to get a standard 2, maybe 3. 2 goals on the board, whistles and cards and discussions and such. So everybody get out your second hands, and we'll see how many minutes are added to. Saga, double team, dispossessed. Nicolas Rodriguez getting some minutes here in the second half for Impact. Quick 1-2, trying to work it up the right-hand side, goes out, and it's going to be a throw for Pachuca. Porcelli in a jam. Granum de Andrade with a bunch of different folks, and it looks like
Free kick Impact.
Clemente is called for the foul. And the ball on the spin. Now they're going to let that go. Okay, spun forward 5 yards. Center ref's going to let you do it. Go ahead. Granum de Andrade's got Fry available. He offered, went down the middle. There's Fry tracking it down close to the edge of the 18 on the near side. Edwards pushing, and it's going to be a deep throw for Impact coming up on 3:15 and counting. Literally a stride away from the corner flag. Pushed forward once and twice. Now the edge of the 18 stood up was Montero. Playing it back nicely. Nice control there. Back to Delgado. Chasing is Chris Sargento. Up the left-hand side, 20 yards now inside the attacking half. 2.5 minutes to go. Finishing the season on the winning note. CSC gets around to Edwards inside the 18. Dive, push, save Ortiz. Second chance, clattered around, pushed out right outside the goal mouth. Another big double save basically by Pachuca. Granum de Andrade back out to Fry. Fry's shot is blocked. Now looking at the arc. Second chance. Fry looking forward, almost trying to mule kick that one through. Picked up by Ortiz, and he'll loop it highlight style out the left-hand side, coming up on 2 minutes. Saga. Too many moves and watched over the end line for goal kick.
Goal kick Impact.
Once again, keep an eye on what's going on at Meadow Creek with LSA Mustangs and Potros. If you're an Impact fan, you are looking at Potros to pull the upset. Otherwise, any point that LSA, if my math is correct, any point that LSA gets assures them as the 2 seed, then Impact would be the 3 and Scenic City would be the 4. Scenic City will finish behind Impact regardless, but now it's just going to come down to LSA and Georgia Impact here. Impact has far superior goal difference, but LSA, if my math is correct once again, 1 point puts them in 2, and it sends Georgia Impact in the 3. 1 minute to go. And you get a foul right near the corner flag. Center ref wandering over and having a discussion. And I believe it's with the Ituri Saga.
Free kick Pachuca.
Sharp angle for a set piece here, and you got to back up 10. So it's almost like a de facto corner kick with a bit of an angle, and the AR is going to measure it off. I think those are generous strides for yards. We'll see what happens here once again. 15 seconds to go, and then plus added. So my guess is 3. It's going to be a sharp in-swinger with the left from Edwards, up and over everybody, headed back toward goal, and easily grabbed as we hit 0. So we're through with 90. And now let's run the clock and find out how many minutes are added here at the tail end of the regular season. Dominant performance, especially in transition opportunities for Georgia Impact, creating goals, 3 in the first half, 2 in the second. And so when you needed full points to try to get your position to be as best as you could, you did. Wrapping up the regular season at 6-2-2. 29 goals scored, so you're averaging just under 3 goals a match. You've only given up 8 goals all season long. So you'll be at a plus 21 in goal difference. Just keep an eye on things with your favorite UPSL website. Find out what your matchups are. Whistle for encouragement. Good work to push the ball forward quickly. Too much for Cia there from Graham Andrade. And so now it will be a throw right near center line. That's one of the loneliest sounds that you can hear. A soccer ball just bouncing on its own on a track surface like that. That's just a lonely sound. Nico Rodriguez fouled.
Free kick Impact.
Fouled by Porcelli. And so just outside 40 yards away, they're going to work quickly. Didn't wait much. Graham Andrade drives inside the 18, wants to set up the left. He does. Didn't get it a whole lot on it. Headed down on the second chance. And the flag is up offside.
Free kick Pachuca.
So offside on Impact. Like I said, my guess is in the neighborhood of 3 minutes with goals and subs and celebrations and such. But Ortiz has been under fire at points tonight. Nicely done. The ball to stop right there at the edge of the 6. Good work by Ortiz. Popped up into the air, chasing after Tomas Salazar. Pressure from behind. Ituri Saga back to Salazar. Cuts it back, wants to go to his left foot, went to his right instead. And Salazar wanted a foul, didn't get it. And Salazar took a swing, and there's a straight red there. Salazar unhappy with the lack of a call from the contact that he'd gotten previously as Impact was playing with 10. Unable to take advantage of it. Man in the middle is telling him to leave the field of play, if you would. So now it will be 10v10 for 90 seconds or so. But not happy with the lack of a call, and then on the buzzing of the tower heading back the other way, tried to take a swing with a high boot. Far side AR saw it. I think the center ref actually saw it too in the backwash. So 1 red each side. Edwards trying to help out, try to get things moving. Now having to traverse the long jump pit, trying to find the ball in question and put it back in play. And I don't anticipate that there really is going to be a whole lot of time left after this. I'm thinking it probably really shouldn't be anyway. And he reads my mind. 5 goals on the board. And that's how you finish the regular season if you are Georgia Impact. McRae, Kamdem, and Ulloa in the first half. Ulloa and McRae in the second. 5 goals to the good. You wrap up the season 6-2-2, 20 points. And now you've got an eye on Meadow Creek High School with the remainder of that match going on probably middle of the second half, early in the